Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is the first installment in a series of videos that are going to loosely be called Zero to Hero. And the idea behind this is that I will pick up a miniature from my local hobby store's used section and without disassembling or doing too much modification or anything like that, just going off the bare bones of what the person before me did, I want to try to make these spectacular. So just going with whatever bone white primer this is, and then green wash, I want to try to turn this miniature into something and then give it away to a YouTube subscriber. Now this is not a guide. I will not be giving you step-by-step instructions on how I'm painting. I will show the paints on screen. This is really just sort of kind of a time-lapse video. I'm not really sure what sort of format I want to do these videos in. But what I am sure is that I think giving these miniatures kind of a new breath of life, especially when someone either couldn't finish or got discouraged or whatever the case may be, I think is a really, really cool idea, and it actually came from a friend of mine. He wanted to call it Resin Rescue, so if you like that name more than Zero to Hero, let me know about it in the comments. I would also be interested to know what type of videos you would like to see for this series. Do you want guides on how I'm painting these? Or do you want to just listen to my silky smooth voice and watch the process? Or would you rather me shut up and just have music and watch the process? So, when picking miniatures for this series, especially the first one, I wanted to look at a few things. I wanted to pick a miniature that would be easy to do, and this already being primed and only having had washes placed on it, none of the detail was smeared. I don't have to strip the model. I don't have to take it apart. The only difficult part is going to be behind the shield, but we can deal with that when we cross that bridge. The second thing was I wanted to paint specifically this model when I saw it. I saw a few artists that I really admire and love their work. One of them, I believe, being Trovarian. I think that he painted this miniature. And so I wanted to kind of test myself and see what I could do using, you know, some of the principles that I watched him use and some of the techniques that I watched him use, and just sort of compare that. Now, you may notice that in the top right of the screen, there's a, bunch of pictures kind of on a slideshow going there, and that's because the skin of this guy I actually painted on live. I do all my lives on YouTube, so if you want to stop by and actually chat with me or ask questions during the process of painting these miniatures, I would love to have you in the live. That is also, when this miniature is completed, that is where we're going to give him away, is in a live. I plan to give him away absolutely free of charge to a YouTube subscriber, only asking that you pay shipping. If you will pay shipping, I will send it to you absolutely free when it's done. Now I know I said this wasn't a guide, but there is something that I want you to notice. Once I get to the highlight stages of the skin where I'm starting to really define light and shadow, notice how many times I stop and look at the miniature and just remove brush from miniature and take a look at what's there and if it makes sense. It's so important to check your work as you're doing it, like it would be if you were trying to convert a miniature. If you're trying to put a part to a miniature that doesn't belong there or wasn't manufactured to go there, you're going to stop at every little minute change and compare parts to make sure everything fits and to make sure that it's seamless. You have to do the same thing when you're putting paint on the miniature. You have to apply your paint and then take the brush away and hold it a few inches away and make sure that what you're doing makes sense. Second little tip, skin is extremely tricky to paint. There's a lot of different hues and tones going on in skin. It's never just a flat color, this is how you do it. It doesn't exist. When you're painting your skin, go through your highlights and then bring your shadows back in. The skin's gonna look a little flat and a little one-dimensional. I want you to take just a little bit of red and thin it way, way, way down and glaze that between the midtones and the shadows in that little area. Don't overdo it. This is very easy to overdo. And also anywhere where the blood vessels would be close to the skin. So like on the cheeks and places like that, and it will bring a lot of warmth back to the skin. So why Nurgle? Well, it's because of things like this right here. Instead of painting just a boring shoulder, there are rips in the skin, there's pustules, there's maggots coming out of the stomach. I feel like it keeps you from getting into the boring routine of just painting large slabs of skin or large pieces of armor. There's divots in the armor's gonna be rusted, there's so much detail and just fun little stuff you can put on these Nurgle models, and I just love them. Alright, so like I said, this whole thing, at least the skin, was painted on live, and I'd love to have you there. I'd love to chat with you while I paint and talk about your painting ideas and projects and any questions that you may have. We do lives here on YouTube, so be subscribed and keep an eye out. This miniature will be given away for just the price of shipping it to you, and it will be given away in a future live. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what kind of format you want these in. If you want them instructional, I can do that. Here is what the miniature looks like after we just kind of blocked out the skin with black to see our progress. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one.